500, 0, 150, 20, 35. No, I've not gone crazy. Those are four numbers. And that's the entire India-China stealth fighter equation right now. And every one of them should worry you. 500, that's China's estimated operational fleet of the J-20 Mighty Dragon stealth fighters. It's more than double what most analysts believed was frontline ready just months ago. And 0, that's India's operational stealth fighter count today, right now. 150 kilometers. That's how close satellite imagery has placed at least 14 of those J-20s to India's Sikkim border, parked at the Shigatse air base in Tibet, one of the highest military airfields on earth. And 2035, that's the earliest India's own stealth fighter, the AMCA, is expected to enter service 9 years from now. Every one of those numbers is going to get worse before it gets better. So the real question isn't whether China is ahead. It is. It's whether India can close a gap that's widening faster than it's being built. That's what we're breaking down. So let's talk about the 500 stealth fighters that have reportedly joined China's arsenal. The fighters were first flagged by veteran China military watcher Andreas Ruprecht. And he wasn't guessing. Writing in the US defense journal The War Zone, Ruprecht pointed to J-20s now flying with 14 frontline PLAF units, plus 3 additional flight test and training bases running mixed fleets. Independent trackers back this up. Military Watch magazine estimates 18 PLAF air brigades have now received the J-20 at roughly 28 aircraft per brigade. That alone works out to over 500 airframes before even counting the training fleets. The scale is the real story here. China's Chengdu plant is turning out 5th generation stealth fighters at tempo that appears to have overtaken the United States. The UK's Royal United Service Institute projects the PLAF fleet could approach about almost 1,000 J-20s of all variants by 2030. And this alongside roughly 900 J-16 heavy fighters. Now let's talk about the next number. 150 kilometers. China's stealth fleet isn't just sitting on its east coast facing Taiwan. Satellite imagery reviewed by multiple defense trackers has confirmed that at least 14 J-20s forward deployed at Shigatse air base in Tibet, less than 150 kilometers from India's Sikkim border and the critical Siliguri corridor. 6 aircraft were seen under protective tarpaulins, 8 parked in the open. That puts them within roughly 300 kilometers of the Indian Air Force's Hasimara base in Bengal, home to one of India's 2 Rafale squadrons tasked with defending the eastern Himalayan front. Remember, in modern warfare, stealth fighters are battlefield shapers. They enter contested airspace first, hunt enemy fighters and air defense systems, strike high-value targets, and open the door for the rest of the Air Force to operate. Operation Sindoor has driven home how central air power has become to India's next conflict. The Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, or the AMCA, is India's indigenous answer, of course. A twin-engine, 5th generation stealth fighter under the Aeronautical Development Agency. Now, the program only cleared full-scale engineering development in March 2024. Current timelines point to a prototype rollout around 2028-29, first flight around 2029, and induction only by 2034-35. DRDO Chairman Samir Kamath has stated this induction target publicly. By AMCA's own official timeline of 2035, China could be closing in on 1,000 J-20s, many significantly upgraded, while simultaneously fielding early units of not one but two sixth generation fighter programs already in flight testing. The only near term import option on the table for India is Russia's Su-57. Moscow has reportedly offered India a package that goes far beyond a standard sale. They've offered full source code access, local production, even a jointly developed twin seat command variant. Now, several Indian analysts have floated an interim buy of 36 to 60 aircraft, the Su aircrafts, to plug the gap before AMCA arrives. But the jet is not universally regarded as a top tier stealth platform. And questions, of course, are still floating around its radar cross section and engine maturity compared to Western fifth generation designs. Longer term, of course, India has expressed interest in joining Europe's FCAS 6th generation fighter program, but that timeline stretches into the next decade, offering nothing for a crisis that perhaps may erupt sooner with our twin border problems. To be clear, India isn't defenseless against this. Counting stealth airframes alone misses part of the picture. India is investing in stealth-specific detection networks, for instance. There are sensors, layered air defense design to erode the advantages that a low observable aircraft like the J-20 enjoys. Partially, that offsets the absence of an equivalent fleet, but in a fight, raw numbers still matter, and that count, India starts at a zero right now. This isn't a failure of the Indian Air Force, mind you, which understands this threat as well as anyone. The gap traces back to decades of delayed decisions and an inability to build advanced combat airframe at scale, an industrial shortfall that has now hardened into an operational one. The question is not whether India needs stealth fighters. It's whether China's number, 500 and rising, finally forces the urgency needed to close a gap that right now is widening faster than India is moving to close it. This is Times Axis, where global stories meet India's perspective. Click on the bell icon to subscribe because the next big global shift will have India at its center.